Okay, it's your YouTube friend Chris Palmer again, and I got on the Biden website and started reading about his gun control acts and stuff. So basically, this is for all us gun owners that love our guns and want to actually keep it and bear arms and do our Second Amendment rights. Well, Biden has broke it down so that anything that holds over 15 rounds is considered an assault rifle. You'll have to. I went to school for this. I got my gunsmithing license. So, what it is anything over 10 rounds, you're going to have to get a stamp for. Just like used to, it was the only time you had to have a stamp was if you had a suppressor or a machine gun or something like that. But now, anything that is considered an assault weapon, which anything with a muzzle flash or a adjustable stock or a front foregrip or any tactical version like that, which is the most popular rifle is the AR-15 by leaps and bounds. But it even goes for pistols. Like if you get a Glock and it comes with 3 rounds, that's one of the most popular pistols in the United States, you would have to go to the ATF, get a stamp for each one of your magazines and a stamp for your pistol, which that's 3 magazines, that's 246, and then $200 stamp for your pistol. That's $800, not to mention the price of your pistol. And the kicker is, if you leave it in your gun safe and you go off to work or something and it's left with your family, then they automatically become felons because that is registered to you and is supposed to be in your possession at all time. And so he would make half of America felons by doing that. Or he can, and you can't pass it down to your like grandson or son or whatever, because it'll be a mandatory buyback if the weapon that is registered to you and you are no longer living. It'll be a mandatory government buyback, and he'll take the weapons. I mean, common sense. That's the way he's getting around the right to bear arms. It's that he's still letting you have the right to bear arms. He's just making it so expensive that you can't afford to bear arms. That's basically what the whole thing's about. And that way, and it's just like any of the communist regimes, the first thing they do is take guns away from the people. That way they can't fight back. And Stalin did it, Hitler did it, the dude in Venezuela did it. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but it's crazy. Our forefathers had common sense to know that at some point in time this was going to happen. That's why they put the Second Amendment in there. That's why they put the freedom of speech in there for me to tell everybody about all this that's going on. And I know it's probably politically incorrect to smoke a cigarette while I'm talking and stuff like that. And by no means am I politically correct. I say what I think, and that's just how I am. That's just how I go about things. And it's, plain spoken is easily understood. And I don't get into a bunch of crap and legal terms and stuff. I'm here to tell you the simplest way I know possible of what is going on right now. But I mean, if you don't believe me, all you have to do is check out Biden's website on his gun control, and right there it'll tell you every bit of what I said. And that makes that when he makes everybody felons, then he don't have to worry about them having guns. But it'll be just like over in other countries that's not allowed to have guns. You'll have people buying guns off the black market and stuff like that to protect their home and stuff. And they'll take the chance of going to jail rather than having their family killed or whatnot, or their house broke in and somebody hurts their family. I mean, it's common sense. And they act like they said, I think one quote was 1 in 5 people get background checks for guns. I have bought a shit ton of guns in my lifetime. And I have had to go through a background check every single time I have bought a gun. I have bought guns from several different places, and every time you fill out your form, they take it over, they call on the telephone, give them the number, give them your information, and the FBI or the ATF goes down through the list and says, yeah, he's allowed to buy the gun, or no, he's not. I mean, it's that simple. Every state that I've ever been in has a background check. So the 1 in 5 thing is just to scare the people in thinking that anybody can just go and buy a gun. And that's just not true. I mean, that is a bold-faced lie. And the Democrats are bad about bold-faced lying. They want to scare the population into voting their way. And I mean, it's 90% of this is straight out of Stalin's playbook. I mean, if you pick up a book about Stalin, his autobiography, or whatever you want to pull up, I mean, it'll have these quotes in it and stuff. And, you know, this is looking more as a socialist or communist, whatever you want to call it, regime coming up than it is a democracy and president. And I mean, BET, I just watched earlier today, the founder of BET said 4 more years of Trump would be great, because when they're under Democrat and when the president's a Democrat, they don't make near as much money as it is when they're Republican. I'm all about smaller government. That's why, I mean, my favorite president's FDR. He was a Democrat, but they don't make Democrats like that anymore. I mean, it's like after that era, it's like Gollum with Lord of the Rings. My precious, I need to become president, and I'll do whatever it takes to do it. And I'm just laying out about the guns. I just want you to know that that's how it's going to work. That's what they're trying to do. I mean, thank God we have the Senate. Maybe they can stifle these bills that's passed. But on his thing, he says that he is going to make an executive order on this gun thing. And that's what's got me worried. He has the power to make an executive order over the guns, and that makes it just horrifying for gun owners to know that their loved ones may end up felons because they're not home if they come to check and see if you're in possession of the gun. That's the bad thing about it. Biden and Harris has been pushing for no guns for a long time. Biden's been pushing for guns. Basically, all Democrats have been pushing for no guns. And the stricter background checks, I don't know how much stricter you get than going through ATF and getting your background check done. So this is Chris Palmer from Loudon, Tennessee, signing off. Until next time, see you.